you know, it's funny because like, I check out your videos in English, but basically it's because I know you now. So it's like, oh, let me see Veronica's new video, even though that, I mean, what am I doing watching an English language learning channel, right? It's more about because I know you. But
Mhm.
the more that I check the videos out, the more I started to like them. And what I like the most about your channel is the fact that like you found a way to like really dig into how, I don't know, modern English language is used. I feel like when I watch your channel, I'm like, oh yeah, we do say that. Oh yeah, that's a word that we do use. Like you're really giving kind of like a nice like through the window view of what
Mhm.
our language is like and what our form of the language is like, because of course American English is, has its own style like any other
Yeah.
language. Um, so how do you like kind of find like all of these kind of things that maybe only native people would know? Like how do you get so deep into the language that you're able to like extract these things like an
Yeah.
archaeologist or something? And like how do you apply them into your own usage of the language, if you do, or to what extent? What do you think about this topic?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good question because recently I think a lot of the ideas come to my head when I'm watching like TV shows in English or even YouTube videos because I notice the words that native speakers use, like some phrasal verbs and idioms maybe, and I'm like, okay, that's a great idea for a video, right? I could do a video on like phrasal verbs or on idioms in English and include this idiom there too because like this this person is American, right? And they're using this idiom over and over again. So maybe I should talk about it. And recently I was watching this TV show called Modern Love. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it's a great TV show. Like the episodes are not really connected to each other. And yeah, but it's great. And people there use very good English, like informal language and just the expressions and phrases that people should know. And I just like when I was watching the TV show, I was like, I had a phone in my head. I was just making notes because it's like, oh my God, that's such a good expression. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was typing everything because I genuinely thought that maybe I could make a video about like all of these expressions and idioms and words that people use instead of like important, for example, like people use crucial a lot. So yeah, this is just some of the,
Cool.
this is how I get my inspiration, I guess.
Nice, nice. And you have one video that's interesting that talks about mistakes that native speakers make, right?
Yeah, because it was something that completely blew my mind as a language learner when I was, again, was with YouTube, when I was watching YouTubers and I would hear people just say lay in bed. This was actually the first mistake that I was like, but it's not correct. I know like people say it a lot, but like grammatically, you should say lie in bed.
Oh
Yeah, I
no,
know.
the grammar purist is coming out. Uh-oh, Veronica.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And a lot of other things. Yeah. Actually, like even I think even today I was watching a video and the guy there said more more easier or something
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a native speaker and he was just like talking really fast and he wasn't really thinking, right? When you're a native
Exactly.
speaker, you don't think about what you're saying. So he was like, yeah, it was more easier. I was like, yeah, more easier. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, oftentimes this is just a matter of speaking really fast and having
Yeah.
things just come out, right? Of course, we
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, of course you know what is correct. Yeah, but that's why I didn't include this as a mistake because like as lay in bed, this is something that people actually use. Like they maybe prefer, a lot of people would prefer to say lay instead of lie. Yeah.
And that's true. And what would you recommend for your viewers? Should they stay away from these kind of mistakes? Because you know what? I tell you, living in Mexico, sometimes, maybe the least grammatically correct way is actually the most naturally way, because there's times where I like try to conjugate things like by the book, and sometimes I just would notice people would say, oh, it's like this, and it's not like how I learned in the book. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?